knowledge, rules, doctrines, religions, whatever you use that helps you guide your life is only useful in so much as it is beneficial. Things that are written by other people, whether that's a religious text or laws that are followed by the masses, those are all just constructs that can point the right direction but aren't absolute reality. They can point towards a version of reality, and if you find that beneficial, then use it. Use those tools that are given to you. Use the knowledge and wisdom that you gained, especially the knowledge and wisdom gained through personal experience, by applying these principles that you learn, or by finding out yourself. There's people that have never touched a book that have learned things that benefit them, that they apply to their daily life, that are a lot more towards their own path of fulfillment than those that read the Bible every day, all day, than those that go on these missions but don't internalize the lessons, or are so rigid in their thinking that the gospel or the Quran or the sutras are law, that they're missing the bigger picture of the truth that would actually benefit them. And I know by saying this I might sound like I am preview or like a know-it-all, and I'm really not, but I know enough to know that I don't know. And ultimately that's the goal of living a free life. Is there's a term, psychological term, and if you know what it is, please comment, that it might be the Dunning-Kruger effect, that those that know little think that they know a lot, and those that know more than that know that they don't know everything, or some variation of that theme. And I think that applies to everything. You can endeavor in any one aspect of life, whether that's abstract painting or music or dancing, and you can study that your whole life and become what's known as a master, but there will always be more to learn. I think martial arts is a great aspect, or any art. You can learn a jiu-jitsu counter and the nuances of how to set that up your whole life, and maybe you can hit it on everybody, but there's always room for improvement. So don't let your doctrines, your rules, your laws that you follow make you so rigid that you don't accept new ideas, that you don't try new things. There's a term, accepting it as the gospel, which is a term that means you accept it like it's reality, and ultimately it was written by other people that are experiencing their own version of reality. Find what works for you, what works on your path, as I am trying to do as well, and use that. Apply what other people have said or what you learned to your own life. If it works, use it. If it doesn't work, try it at a different angle and see if it works then. Never give up, because that in itself is a concept. Oh, this doesn't work at all. Try it later. Always be adaptable. I think if you follow a religion or a set of rules perfectly, or as perfect as you can, it will work for you. or it works for people, and you'll grow into a tall tree that can withstand great storms. With that being said, you won't survive in a desert climate. As soon as the environment changes, that tree will die. If there's a drought, that tree will pass on, and hopefully pass on its, that capability to its offspring, or however that works. But say you can be both an oak tree or a cactus. You can adapt to the situation. How much better off would your life be? I will flesh out that idea more in the future. I know that might not make perfect sense in the way I just presented. I'm just going off the cuff a little bit, but the main lesson is don't be tied to your own ideals. Don't be tied to other people's ideas about how your life should be lived. Find out for yourself, use what works, and discard the rest, or come back to the rest. Don't be rigid. Be flexible, supple. One term in Buddhism, especially Zen Buddhism, is have a childlike mind to things, or the presence of a child, and that's taking every experience, every way to go about life with as if it is happening for the first time. A child doesn't know what's right or wrong. It's taught these things, and it tries out things, and it pushes the limits because it's the first time. And it doesn't have these rigid ideals of who it is, or it shouldn't do this. Colors outside the lines because it's fun, not because it's a rule. Push against the rules that you think are solid or define you. See what happens. If you fail, good. You know one way not to fail next time. You know what doesn't work. Or you might not know what doesn't work, but you know that's not working for you at this moment. So with that, be open to new experiences. Have that childlike mind if you can, and don't be weighed down by your own what you think is law, or what other people say is law, or what is right and wrong. Find out for yourself. Don't, within limit. I think everybody has a basic idea of what's legal and what's not legal, but things can be bent, and bend what you can if it is right for you to do so. Don't be chained down. With that, see you next video. Love you guys.